1 is going to kick off right now. We got Liquid Philippines on that blue side and RQ Hoshi on red.
Two titanic teams on the Land of Dawn right now. RQ performing respectively in the recent M6 World Championship. Team Liquid having difficulty adjusting to the new meta and not making it onto the world stage. Now eager to prove themselves with Tlph playing on a very mechanical assassin jungler. This is going to be a fun one, folks.
He's going to secure the Little Wanderer for sure. Susujin was delayed a little bit thanks to Sanji and JP doing kind of one of the legwork in the early game. Oh, Toy actually got the gold crab, so that's an extra bonus for the Harif.
Toy is going to have a good time. You know, Harif does win out the lane against Moskov. YuKTZ is just going to try and play this safe here. And we can see a good amount of focus towards Toy's lane as well to try and make sure that he's not ganked so that he can continue winning out that lane and getting as much gold shield as possible. A lot of Team Liquid actually rotating up into the top half of the map instead.
Susujin is going to show himself, but that will be spotted too. In fact, Liquid Philippines always at the scene just slightly earlier compared to RQ Hoshi, so that crab will be easily secured, I believe, by Tlph. In a way that, see that first turtle, how is it going to be? Seems like we are going to have the turtle on the top side, looking at the current. Of course, the supports want to hit level 4, but it will not be possible for now. Dyron does hit 4 first.
Yeah, we're seeing Edok and JP spend a lot of time in the river, so they're not really able to get EXP from the minions, and now
Sanford transforms and gets control just for a while, but the amount of damage he's outputting, even this early on, is a bit ridiculous. He ends up going down first blood for Dyron, but Turtle will be secured by RRQ Hoshi.
They trade EXP for EXP, but because Susujin got the turtle, it ends up being a slight win for RRQ here. Ended up being a very messy team fight, unfortunately, and despite it being very early on in the game, Rin's actually managed to do a lot of damage in that previous fight because he wasn't being targeted. Now JP being punished for trying to invade RQ's jungle.
Yeah, trying to walk in before Sanji was even there. Just control all the true damage, just too much. And because Dyron got the first blood, he's able to capitalize on a bit of that extra go, and Sanford is just taking a beating. Meanwhile, Sanji forced to use his ultimate to get away. Tlph jumps on top of Rince, wouldn't be able to get the kill anyways. So Dyron basically controls the lane now.
Having lane priority in both EXP and gold means that RQ are going to be able to rotate the map a lot more freely. As long as Zyron and Toy make sure that they're kept aware of where Tlph is going to be on the map, it's going to be a lot easier for RQ to start invading, going for lane ganks, getting more farm across the map, and just generally trying to out-farm Team Liquid PH.
Oh yeah. Even right now, I mean, Toy has been really doing a fantastic job. Tlph this time will get the gold crab for himself. Haven't been able to see him get too proactive with how RQ Hoshi has been kind of a one step ahead, at least when it comes to the objective fights. Not to mention, we established that the lane priority does go over to them. Turtle spawning in 10 seconds on the top side.
I think it's fine for Tlph to not really go for anything too early on, because Joy actually is more of a late game scaling type jungler. You really start popping off when you get that Holy Crystal timing, then into the Blood Wings to invade a little bit more easily. So as long as they don't fall too behind in terms of gold, Team Liquid is totally fine. Oh.
You know, Glorious Pathway, JP wants to look for a kill. Frigid Glacier committed. Susujin completely frozen in place. Commits the Spill of Alphas to still get the turtle for himself before he goes down. And there's always the price to pay if you want to contest RQ Hoshi. At the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Turtle once more for RQ Hoshi.
Susujin was CC'd for such a long time there. I thought for sure that he would just try to get out, but instead, committing his ult in, basically throwing his life away to get that turtle, is such a gutsy move, and I am a huge fan. RQ able to get a little bit of a lead from that, but losing their jungler is also not the most ideal because Susujin relies a little bit more on early game snowball in comparison to Tlph. And despite their win so far, RQ actually hasn't built up that much of a gold lead. So Liquid are still totally fine.
Oh. And not to mention that RQ Hoshi, they haven't hit that power spike yet, right, in terms of the damage output. So they have a lot of control, sure, but Rinse this time and Toy not really there to join his team for now. So the attention shifts to the bottom side of the map and play to the winning side if you are RQ Hoshi. But Team Liquid Philippines, they are willing to rotate Sanford just to match the rotation.
Yeah, I think they have to just match the rotation right now. RQ going to be quite the aggressive lineup overall. Looking at the itemization, most people are going to be completing their first. I don't think there's anything too unusual in the item choices. Yeah, it's all pretty standard right now. Right now, both teams going to be playing this a little bit slowly because neither side really has the outright stronger early game comp. So they're just going to be focusing on getting that farm up and contesting objectives instead.
It's going to be third one on the top side. Concealed very early by E-Dog. Take away space, finds the two-man implosion into a Spill of Alpha and a Secret Hammer push. That's the full combo from RQ Hoshi. He gets Sanji first, Sanford joins the fight, taken down by Dyron. He continues to go. And that is the team fight for RQ Hoshi, finding 3 kills and a guaranteed turtle.
Wow. I have no reason to believe that E-Dog knew someone was in that bush. He just committed to it and found 2. And the combo was perfect as well, delaying the Sacred Hammer after the Spear of Alpha so that it wouldn't end up canceling each other out. And setting up for a beautiful objective take. Tlph gonna find a bit of revenge here, picking up Dyron in the mid lane. RQ not quite able to get the mid tier 1.
Yeah, Dyron just too far forward, overcommitted. So it's a bit of punish. Even though, I mean, throughout all that, Liquid Philippines, they're not too far behind, right? It's just a 1k gold lead for RQ Hoshi, but look at this great combo.
Really good follow-up from the entire team right into the glorious pathway from JP, trying to see if we can get them out, but they're just infinitely CC'd. You'd think that Sanji would be able to escape. Nope, he gets caught out as well, despite committing the flicker, and then RQ would just take over the fight from that point onwards. They do end up giving some space to Tlph though, so the Moskov actually got a free tier 1 tower down bottom. Because of small things like this, Liquid is still actually not that far behind in farm.
Yeah, not to mention that, at least for RQ Hoshi, they were able to get Toy into the fight, so he kind of now 2-0. E-Dog, not the best target to go on. Another implosion. And once more, RQ Hoshi willing to take the fight. The Frigid Glacier not doing too much. They lost JP already. Tlph dances in the backline, but now it's going to be Toy chasing him down with the Chrono Dash. Tlph gets away, and Sanford assassinates Dyron. Sanji loses his passive. Susujin goes for him and finds his mark. RQ Hoshi walks away with 2 kills.
Yeah, I think Liquid needs to be very careful about engaging on E-Dog. It's fine to try and pick off the Tigreal first, but you cannot, like, surround him and hope that that works, because you're just going to be caught by the implosion. But I think the real MVP of that fight was Dyron for sure, because this Phobius was 1v3ing 3 members of Liquid in the backline for a long time, which allowed RQ to slowly take care of the tankier members and slowly push forward in the river.
Queen's Wings for Susujin and Holy Crystal for Tlph. So again, key items, that's the Tlph Joy Power Spike, Holy Crystal online. 9 minutes into the game, just in time for the first Lord fight. But we've seen how much crowd control and damage RQ Hoshi has. And all this while Rinse is just stacking up. Dyron is in the backline, isolated from the rest of his team. RQ Hoshi, once the Lord will find it. Spill of Destruction does connect. Tlph not joining the fight just yet. Tlph forced away. RQ Hoshi makes the call to pick off Sanford, and Team Liquid Philippines will exchange that bottom tier 2.
And Sanford unfortunately biting the bullet a lot in these team fights, and JP just being taken out slowly. The final bat impact from Rinse. This is Cecilion stacking up very well. Just completed the Wishing Lantern as well. Tlph tried to time his entrance to get the Retry in, but E-Dog specifically saved that implosion to stop him so that Susujin could get it for free. So you can see that RQ Hoshi definitely feels very comfortable together. Still, the synergy, very clean, very present. But in the bot lane...
Oh, Toy just got his Holy Crystal, so he's willing to fight this. Tlph seems to be losing the fight mid-side. Susujin, just a 3-man Frigid Glacier from Sanji. So unfortunately, Dairon is gonna fall. Rinse makes his way out to safety. Spill Destruction does miss. So at the end of the day, the Team Liquid Philippines defended their base.
A bit of overconfidence from RQ there. They're very good at team fighting, but when they're scattered, Liquid can take advantage of that. They knew that Toy and Edok were both at the bot lane dealing with Tlph, so they knew that they could immediately engage on 3 members of RQ in the mid lane with a numbers advantage. And unfortunately, I think RQ are just a little bit too far forward without their full team behind them, especially without Edok. It's a little risky to go for that. So they got punished there. Net worth difference actually still very, very small. Only 1k in favor of RQ. So they genuinely have to be a little bit concerned. We're going to start seeing heroes like Alpha drop off pretty soon.
And not to mention they're fighting underneath the turret as well. JP getting caught. Frigid Glacier only freezing Susujin in place. So that's 2 big ultimates from Liquid Philippines. But at least for now, there's no major objective to be contested. You'll be back out for the next Lord in 50 seconds. We're back to a stalemate where you have lanes and then Toy trying to match it. Tlph trying to find a backline, but finds it very hard to do so.
Liquid does have pretty good split push potential though. I think Tlph has been doing a very good job of that. The entire bot lane of towers is gone because RQ does need to fight together pretty heavily. Looking at the itemization, there's 3 Radiant Armors on the side of RQ specifically, trying to build up stacks on the high-low so that they can defend a little bit easier against Joy and Aurora. Wishing Lantern and Holy Crystal already completed earlier for Rins as well as Toy. On the opposite side, Trinity finished by Tlph, actually going for a Rose Gold Meteor as a 4th item, so it's safer for him to join team fights.
Rose Gold Meteor and probably what if you go for Malefic Gun as the final item? It does give him a bit more range to deal with RQ Hoshi, who wants to be in his face. Conceal, JP instantly found out. RQ Hoshi turns on the JP, wants to get away, gets pulled away by the segment clause, survive barely. Edog shows up, his own Conceal, 2-man Implosion, pulls them all in to his team, and RQ Hoshi commits to it. Susujin to the back, takes out Sanji. JP falls. Toy assassinated by Tlph, but they both trade lives, and at the end it's RQ Hoshi who comes out on top with 4 kills, a double for Dairon.
Edok is really standing out this game on this Tigreal. The implosions have been pretty hit or miss throughout the day, but Edok has been clean every single time, and that is just what you can achieve if you delay these big team fight ultimates a little later into the fight when the enemy team has already stopped thinking about it. Sanford almost, he is taken out. Killer free for Dairon, wipeout for RRQ. Sanji and JP will respawn in time to defend the tower, but not to stop Susujin from getting the Lord.
And RQ Hoshi finally got, this is of course their biggest goal lead in this game. Just 4,000. We saw the we even saw the potential of that 1v1 between both the Moskov and the Harif. Actually closer than I expected. Moskov put up a pretty good fight. So now it's about the Lord defense, and honestly, Liquid Philippines have pretty good base defense.
Yeah, their base defense is not bad at all. With like Hylos and Aurora, they're pretty good at dealing with rundown sieges. But RQ also has very strong artillery in the form of Rins that'll slowly try to whittle down from afar. Conceal play comes out.
Yeah, Edog is so active. He's always looking for opportunities. Mid and top wave cleared up. The bottom one is left, but Sanji, he's caught! Pulled back by the Dark Wave. And without the Aurora, the anti-siege potential has just dipped. Susujin misses the Spear of Alpha, but it's all about the base. RQ Hoshi is slowly trying to strangle Team Liquid Philippines in their own base. A full engage Susujin in the midst of things, but led by Dairon and Edok. And this time, it is just too much for Liquid Philippines to deal with. Tlph gets blasted by